everybody, and welcome back to Review Team 3, or RT3. I am CC Ling, and today's review has been brought to you by the Plaza Hotel, where your pets get 50% off on all room and tennis court accommodations. We got a sweet review for you all. Be sure to give you a lot of cavities. Here with me, as usual, are my co-hosts. First, we have...
Yes, of course, you got me. Downloads bacon, and you know what? I'm gonna go and fix this stuff up and tell everyone how raw their food is, how bland it is.
And then you've got me, I guess, the Feem.
Choose your episode. Break it till you make it.
Now that we know which episode we'll be looking at, it's time for us to check it out.
Check it out!
Today's episode is Bake It Till You Make It. The plot here is when a sweet shop on wheels creates some competition for sweet delights, Blythe enlists her famous cousin and celebrity chef, Bobby Destructo, to help boost the sales, but goes to extreme lengths to draw in the crowds. Meanwhile, Sunil creates a video with the other pets in order to convince his parents that he truly is a doctor. Well, let's dive into those positives. The first positive we have is, well, the overall pet plot. Seeing Sunil trying to become a doctor, just sort of that little throwback we had to Season 1's episode Frenemies, where Sunil envisions himself as a doctor, and he has his parents looking on in great support. It's really nice to see that we get to see the parents again, and to see that they truly do believe that their son is in fact a doctor, no matter how fake that video may be.
Feeling of being a doctor, or with the really bad clip art pictures added in there. Really convincing. This will convince them.
I like Sunil's parents.
Yes. Who doesn't?
They were awesome. Like, I especially like the mother, because she was just so cute, and just like, oh, Sunil! I don't know, however she speaks, but they were really nice and kind to Sunil, and they really liked his little job he had going on, or at least they thought it was his job. Yeah.
It's his job of being a doctor. He's a doctor, not a physicist.
He's the doctor.
But he didn't have his operating instruments.
Well, maybe he's in his office, you know? Doctors don't always have their operating instruments.
We got Sunil trying to be a doctor, and he needs the help of all the other pets. You know, Minka playing a baby, Zoe playing the concerned mom, or whatever. Pepper on camera, Vinny doing the recording, and Russell as the male nurse.
And for once, not taking over.
Yeah, Vinny was the director.
Well, Russell did have his moments where he was trying to be like, you know, if you just told your parents the truth, you wouldn't have this happen. You wouldn't have to go through all this. And Vinny's just like, no, he's just mad because he has to be the male nurse.
Yes, I love that line. I like what's Russell's reaction is like, why could I just be the nurse? Why does they keep calling me male nurse?
Can I be like his other doctor friend, you know? The kind of doctor friend that kind of, we hang out and whatever, I'm like, hey man, you want to do something later? Like after work, you know, go grab the soda or something?
I guess Russell's just jelly that he's not the doctor again like he was in, what did you say?
He wasn't just any doctor, he was a humanitarian.
Russell was like arguing with Vinny. He was like, this is okay? I should not be the male nurse. I should be the doctor. I am the smartest one here.
I could be the doctor. But not in the moment.
Nah.
I'm sorry. But if Russell's mention, that has to be done.
Has to be done.
It has to be done. It's like a thing. It's like every Russell mention, it's like, gotta have that out at the moment.
Yes, and I have to save this because I loved it so much. Penny Ling as the nurse. I thought that was just the best out of everyone there.
Dr. Ling.
Dr. Ling, because Penny Ling says her line and then does this cute smile to the camera. Like, she says her line and then looks directly at him with a smile. So it's like, that's hilariously adorable.
He's so cute in a little nurse outfit. Actually, she wasn't a nurse, was she? Or
she was a nurse.
She was a nurse.
Doctor
Unless
nurse.
she was
a male nurse, though.
Yes.
Female doctor.
The doctor.
The fox. I was gonna say it. Doctor.
So all the pets were just awesome in this one. You know, Zoe, and like, I still love it every time they're trying to act, and they're kind of bad at it in a way. It makes it hilarious.
I really did like the beginning scene, especially with Zoe. It was just Vinny's Zoe and Pepper. It was nice to see Vinny and Zoe and Pepper because, like, when do we ever see that? Not very often. So it's nice to see those three getting it off together being awesome. Vinny was very good. Zoe was really good in this one. I don't really have any bad things to say about the pets in this one. They all did their part correctly, perfectly, and no one took over. Russell, looking at you.
He's like, soon. Swoop on.
Soon, the truth comes out. Poor Sunil.
The truth will eventually prevail. Just can't keep up that charade too long with his parents.
Yeah, he lied.
Yes, he was a liar, said Henry Rollins.
Why you lying? Why you lying?
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he kept that lie for as long as he did. Just gonna mention right now that this was one of my biggest problems with this episode. Him lying, but it was stated back all the way as far as hamster hoods and other examples have shown that he's not good at lying, but he's good at lying here.
But he wasn't good at lying here, though. He was still really bad at it, but his parents just kind of believed it.
His parents were super gullible.
They're like, no, Sunny, don't lie.
And then even when Vinny tried to be like, Sunil's not whatever, going to the hospital, not a doctor. Why does he need to go to the hospital? And they're like, they start laughing at Vinny. Oh, Vinny, you dumb.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't, even when Vinny basically said the whole thing out to them. Pretty much, like, they know Vinny's good friends with Sunil, so I'm surprised, so I'm guessing that they must have still believed him, because then they even believed him after Vinny said that, so they must just be really, just believe a lot of stuff, I guess.
But then Sunil quickly closed the laptop, because maybe his parents would have found out.
Yeah, but then again, since he closed it, they got suspicious.
Yeah, so maybe I had that surprise visit.
Surprise!
Yeah, that's just one of my big problems right there. This continuity of the lying and the deception. Well, let's just move on to characters who were not lying in this episode. The girls in our human plot, Blythe, Youngmi, and the return of Aunt Christie.
I guess that's why it's the big 100th episode, since Aunt Christie's back. Oh, what?
Well, I'm glad she's back, because Aunt Christie is like this, and this is her biggest role, really, in an episode, because we've had it before, but this one she was in it consistently throughout the whole episode, and was mainly focused on her strong. Oh my god, I loved it, and Aunt Christie was really great in this one. The crazy freaking mixing and crap. It's like, jeez, that was nice. She really was concerned about her business going bust. But we know there's a way of fixing it.
Yeah, there's a way to fix it, and it's not with Japanese fire candy.
Aunt Christie was great in this one, trying new things, new recipes, the extra sticky taffy. I do love taffy, but man, that's sticky.
We love this episode, but just not as much as we love taffy. And we're a group who really enjoys our taffy.
What's taffy?
I don't know what they call it in the British.
It's all cookies to me.
Never the same twice cookies.
So if you eat one and it's the best cookie you ever had, well, you're not gonna have another one.
Suckers!
This was the greatest cookie ever.
This was the greatest cookie ever, and now I'm never gonna get it again.
It's old-fashioned baking.
Old-fashioned, son.
Yeah. I definitely would take those cookies over those moo pies.
Moo pies? Do you think they taste like zebra cakes?
We'll never know, because they're not zebras, they're cows.
So probably very tastes like milk and cheese.
Yogurt.
I mean yogurt.
Yeah.
Cow humor.
Yes, thank you, Bobby Destructo.
Bobby Destructo. Or Gordon Ramsay's. He feels like that guy.
Or some guy from Cake Boss, or Kitchen Nightmares, or whichever show they were trying to reference.
I feel like it was Kitchen Nightmares, because, well, he was kind of going for the Gordon Ramsay-ish feel, and so, it was kind of like a Kitchen Nightmares thing, because it's he kind of change his shop up and stuff.
Yeah, because I think he was going more for maybe... No, I'm thinking it's either Kitchen Nightmares, UK version, because if it's US version, he's going to be cussing like crazy.
What? He cusses just as much in the UK version.
In the US version, he's cussing every second.
He does the same in the UK version.
Because I saw one episode, he was just very calm. I'm going to go to this restaurant. That's no ribs.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter, because this guy is famous. He's on TV. You gotta listen to him.
It's I don't think I was okay then, but suddenly, I guess this is a bit weird, Blythe just suddenly has a famous cousin that was never talked about before this.
Yeah, that's one of my little detractors here. Bobby may be cool to some people, but he really wasn't that cool to me. One of the things that we just mentioned before, a famous cousin related to Blythe through cousin lines or second sisters or whatever it was, you waited all this time to tell us that you had a famous relative and that has no influence at all over anybody. Not even in television, who probably could, have some connections to the media, get your name out there.
Yeah, I have to say this as well, because we've also you've seen other TV personalities, we've seen Blythe go on TV shows. I'm surprised that he's never been mentioned ever before this. I mean, couldn't he have just been a friend of Roger's or something? That could have, worked a little bit better and wouldn't have been as, he's famous cousin that was never mentioned before, I don't know.
Or just someone who was really, really good at advertising, so they can get sweet delights known all around the city to beat out the competition.
Yeah, the whole cousin thing was a bit confusing, but yeah.
It just felt thrown in there, honestly.
Oh, Bobby, it's one thing I really didn't like about the guy is the fact that he just freaking destroys Aunt Christie's shop. I know it's to try and get it to have better business, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's like, and he didn't do a very good job of it either, because it kind of just crashed down at the end.
A safety hazard.
Yeah, I mean, it almost crushed it as we saw. They're dancing, go dumbass, go dumbass, go, and then like the thing just falls and everyone's just freaking out.
Almost it's buttercream.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, buttercream, no! And then it just lands right there, and everyone's like, oh, and then they just all start leaving, and everything started falling apart, and I was just like, oh man, and this is not Aunt Christie's day. It really is not.
I don't even think it was the girls' day either, considering that he wanted them to fix up the shop to look like a dance studio. Just those two who have probably limited to no ability at all to fix up a shop. No attempt at masonry, nothing. You leave two teenage girls to do this and not a team of professionals like Aunt Christie had.
Don't these guys usually have people? Like, is it Golden Ramsay usually calls people like, oh yeah, I know this, he has little connections, and like usually they get these people in to like, oh yeah, fix this up sort of thing. But that just getting black and young media is really a bit of a dumb idea, to be honest with. Like, they don't know barely anything about building.
Yeah, it showed.
Yeah. Because, like, someone could have been killed.
Yes, somebody could have been killed underneath all those lights in this little dance club studio, Sweet Delights, and having Blythe be the one to promote the shop just as a rapping, dancing cupcake. Yo, cupcake out. Come on now.
Also, that's how he doesn't really get anything at the end. Like, he doesn't really get any, like, not punishment, but I guess punishment. He doesn't really get anything. He doesn't get anyone saying, oh, you could have, killed us, sort of thing, because he could have done it. He kind of just got off scot-free like that. I mean, I don't want to see him, like, completely punished or anything. I just want to see someone at least say, oh my god, you could have done this or something, like, or at least have him turn the shop back to normal at the end, because at the end it was still destroyed.
Property damage. Charge him for property damage.
Maybe that's what we don't see is the legal stuff,
Maybe. Who knows?
Or maybe all was forgiven when he had the never the same twice cookies. That is what convinces him to just stop this little, his little adventure to redo Sweet Delights. Just a bunch of old-fashioned cookies, all about old-fashioned flavor.
Yeah, so the damage is already done, dude.
Yeah, I mean, the damage is done. You got Sweet Delights. You have no moo pie sales. But you got to have the same twice cookies, so, it's okay, we're even.
I will agree with you guys there, where, I mean, he should have gotten his Muppets. He should have gotten something due to his actions, especially. But it's like, oh, look, he's a celebrity, That's not. I'm really hoping, like, they don't show us, like, what actually happens afterwards, where he's like, oh, I'm really sorry, like, or what they should have added is, oh, I'm really sorry for all this stuff, since I'm famous and whatnot, I'll have some people come in and fix the shop up. And, I learned an important lesson. It doesn't matter if the fish is raw.
Yeah, I guess also, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Because Christie's shop was fine as it is. It's just you needed more publicity. More people needed to come in and see the shop. They just needed an advertisement or something. No, the shop itself was fine enough.
Yeah, like, maybe this celebrity chef could have made a brand new confectionery along with those moo pies and say, hey people, check out this place, Sweet Delights. We got these brand new moo pies and all these other great treats made by yours truly, Bobby Destructo. And, like, maybe have, like, a commercial or something. Just do, maybe have, like, a blimp in the sky or have a billboard. Like, something. You didn't have to knock down the whole shop just to get people to come in. I mean, it's good if you want to do some renovating and whatnot, but to really take it that far and turn it into more of a dance club and not really a confectionery shop, just spending a lot more money and causing more damage than you really need to.
You see the look on her face. She looks so upset that the freaking shop got destroyed. I'm like, I don't blame her though, because let's have pride and enjoy that shop, and it's just like one guy come in and all of it's gone.
Now, for this being the 100th episode, looking at the synopsis when we first saw it, or at least when I first saw it, I knew we weren't going to be in something really that spectacular. But just looking at it from a regular episode perspective, it just feels like we got more bad than good, but nothing really bad, just one of those, oh my god, we're really doing this kind of episode moments. The plot with the pets, I understand what they were going for, but for me and the whole discontinuity with Sunil's deception, it just didn't rub me the right way. It's still good that he was honest at the end, but you got your hits and misses. But I will say that video was pretty hilarious. As for the human plot, it's always good to have an episode in which you have some competition, just like how we've had Littlest Pet Shop versus Largest Ever Pet Shop. We've had competition here, but when you bring in a guy, a celebrity, who just wants to knock down your entire dream, and rebuild it to make it more modern, and then not really get much out of it except, cookies of great flavor, it just feels like nothing was really learned, and all that hard work was really just for nothing. Not to mention that Bobby causing so much of this destruction and money being lost, blah blah blah. It's just, again, much like the pet plot, didn't really rub me the right way. I get what they're going for, but it's really just whatever. Overall, bake it till you make it. Wasn't really the strongest episode we could have had for a 100th episode, but guess we'll just take it for what it's worth. As for me, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. have been higher if we had just a little bit more of something to make it feel spectacular, but just for a regular episode, it's just regular.
Overall for me, I love this episode. I love that these two plots have the similar message, which is to really just be okay with yourself. You don't need to change, you don't need to modernize yourself, you don't need to lie. People will be proud of you for what you are. I thought Blythe was great in this episode, wanting to say the catchphrase of Cousin Bobby, rapping and stuff. I thought that was awesome and hilarious. And Aunt Christy in her final episode, unfortunately. So for her final episode, she did a great job. I love the Sunil plot. I love how all the pets played their role perfectly. No one took too much. Everyone had their equal sharing, except maybe Minka should have had a little bit more lines, but she was the sick patient, so she did a good job. I was really concerned for her. Other than that, everything was done very well. Bobby Destructo, kind of a blend of all these food celebrities, except for that guy. So I like that he wasn't there to be the Deus Ex Machina. He was kind of there to be slightly of this, more of a problem, more slightly of the antagonist in a sense. So maybe after this episode we'll see that the shop has been fixed up. Who knows if we'll go with the old design or the new one. We don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure Bobby will fix it up because he doesn't want that on his resume of, look at all these shops I fixed except for this one where I left everything just debris and destruction there. Yeah, overall for me, I love this episode. It didn't have a special gimmick that most 100th episodes do, but I'm not going to put that against it here. So I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10.
Well, my final thoughts. I thought this one was a pretty good one, and it was nice to see this, Sunil's parents, of course, as many of you guys already said already, but I really like those two characters. One of my complaints with that is I wish we saw them throughout the episode more than just beginning and end. But that's just me. I like to see these guests appearing more than a little bit. And, well, we got a nice little pet plot, and it was nice to see all of the pets shining and not just one. The human plot was pretty good. I appreciate the references that made to, Kitchen Nine Medicines. I love that show. But, Bobby is not, the worst character by all means, but I didn't really like some of his methods in a sense, but that's just me. We did get, I guess, what we wanted at the end, with Aunt Christy still having her business and everything, so that still works. We had some funny moments with Blythe trying to be all hip and cupcakes sort of thing. That was something that was weird. And then Aunt Christy, to me, was probably the best part of the episode because this is her largest role in an episode, really. And it's the most she's really had since the series had begun. And it's nice to get this episode of her before the series ended, and I was hoping we'd get something with her. And we finally got it. And it was a pretty good one, too. So, the 100 episode standards, this one, they could have chosen something a little bit more spectacular, I guess, as Susie and Bacon both said. But for a normal standalone episode, this one did okay. I'm going to probably give this one a 9.10.
Well, folks, that concludes our review of the 100th episode of LPS. Tune in next time when we review a very interesting episode, if I may say so. Be prepared to sing and dance to LPS the Musical.
Woo!
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be good. Or will it? We'll just have to find out. Until next time, this has been Review Team 3, or RT3. We'll be seeing you next time. Peace out, home slices.
Cheerio, darlings. See you later and stuff.
And of course, Pet Shoppers, we'll be seeing you in the next episode. So thanks, and say it with me now. Thanks again.